People really annoy me. They annoy me in real life and they annoy me on Roblox. But as you don't care about my real life, these are 7 things that really grind my gears in Saber Showdown. I hope you enjoy this epic gameplay in the background, and if you do any of the things that feature in today's video, I mean no offence.
Psych!
I'm only joking. I mean as much offence as is possible. Because you are the scum of the world of Saber Showdown. With that cheery introduction, let's begin, shall we? How in any world does it suddenly not count just because it's a body hit? Just accept that you got absolutely smoked. The fact that you got smoked specifically on the body is completely beside the point, so quit your yapping, say GG and respawn, because it's a game, so stop making stupid excuses. If you watched my video where I rank every Saber in the game, you will know my opinions on the whip. If you haven't watched that video, then why not? But in case you haven't figured it out from the title, I don't like the whip. In fact, I hate the whip with the passion of 1,000 suns. Alright, I'm convinced that only wet wipes use the whip because they are too scared to get into a real fight. Without fail, every single person who uses it has the same tactic. And that tactic is, keep running away while still slapping them with the whip. It's such a cowardly move because you're not even giving the other person a chance to fight back because you're always out of range. If you're going to attack somebody, do it properly so it's an actual fight. I can neither confirm nor deny the fact that I made this video entirely to have an excuse to rant about the whip, but if you comment some whip hate, I would really appreciate it. Now everybody knows how annoying third partying is, that's no news to anyone. But what's even worse than third partying? Well, I'll tell you, that's why you're watching the video. Backstabbing third partying. One of the worst things in the game is when a noob comes up to you and crouches, they block a bit and they're obviously saying a truce, you don't attack them. So obviously you don't, because you abide by the international gaming laws that crouching is a sign of peace. I don't make the rules. That's just how it goes. But as soon as you start fighting somebody else, that same noob who's just been stood there doing absolutely nothing, yeah, they jump on the bandwagon and join in attacking you. This is just the ultimate form of cowardice, and it's unbelievably annoying because you know and they know that you could absolutely whoop them in a 1v1, but they act all high and mighty because they beat you when you were fighting 2 other people and not looking at them. Do they not realise that we will just respawn and loop kill them until they leave the game? I don't know if it's just me who gets this, I hope it's not, but if it is, I'ma take it personally because it's just an insult. We are about halfway through the video now, so I would quickly like to ask you to like the video if you're enjoying it. It helps so much more than you could possibly realise. It takes a click, so doing that would be greatly appreciated. Right, let's carry on. Sometimes I genuinely feel like Saber Showdown is a social experiment. It's actually worrying how quickly a basic Roblox lightsaber fighting game turns into 1940s Germany when you add a big chair into the map. There are usually sort of 2 types of people when a map with a throne comes on, and to be honest, I don't like them both. Firstly, we have the noob who just runs straight to the chair and then expects everybody to literally worship them. They have like 200 kills and they think they're suddenly untouchable because they're crouching on top of a chair. The second type of person is actually quite good at the game, and they have usually fought their way through half the server to get to this chair, and usually killed the first person that I've just been talking about, because let's face it, they have no talent. So this pro player then goes on an absolute unbelievable power trip, and they recruit an army of noobs by fear to defend them, and then they just act in general like they're the supreme overlord of the world, giving it all the yappa because they know that nobody can get them because there's 15 noobs guarding them. They annoy me because they are literally playing a game where the purpose is to fight with lightsabers, and there's no denying that they're pretty good at it, yet they choose to spend the 15 minutes or whatever it is that the map stays on just standing in a chair doing nothing because it makes them feel like they have a tiny bit of power. I genuinely do worry what these people will turn out like when they grow up, because that is really quite a bad trait to have if you're willing to sacrifice actually having fun for the feeling of power. This is a similar vibe to the body hit excuse, but this one is actually even more stupid because it's literally impossible due to the game's coding. It's pretty common to hear people using spamming as an excuse, and they clearly don't understand that there are attack cooldowns and maximum combo chains you can have in the game. This means it's literally impossible to spam, yet people don't realise this and they still insist that they only lost because the other person was spamming. In reality, it's usually when the other person has mastered swing blocking, but accepting that their opponent is better is, it's far too much for the small brains of the people who lost, so blaming it on a non-existent game mechanic works just as well. Now, let me just say this first, not all teaming. I don't actually mind if there's 2 or 3 friends in the same server and they're not killing each other. That's fine, it's a fun game and I have no problem with that. What I do have a problem with is when a massive group of random players just stand around doing nothing at all. Because when enough players join in with doing this, it literally kills the entire server because it leaves like 4 other players who are actually playing it normally. So you don't even get a fight. When this happens, there is actually no choice but to switch servers. And it's completely stupid because the people stood in this cult circle, they're not having a good time, they're all just scared to have a fight. It's just pointless and annoying, and that's why it's in the Things I Hate video. Coming strongly at the end, we have probably the most annoying thing. It's not like bad, it's just annoying. It just makes no sense, which is why it's on this list. These kids, they have to be like 6 years old or something. They go into a fight or flight response when they see people running towards them. But, rather than fighting, as is the point of the game, they just run. They run for the hills like Forrest Gump, and they never stop. Why on earth would they do this? Firstly, why would you play the game if you're going to get so scared that you have to flee the country when they see somebody? But secondly, why wouldn't you just have a go? Has no one told them that they can respawn if they die? Are they aware that they don't actually perish in real life if they get dispatched in the game? I know I really shouldn't, but whenever I see people like this, I make a point of chasing them down and absolutely destroying them, because they just annoy me so much. Right, that is all for this video. If you liked it, please let me know in the comments, because believe me, I have plenty more of this. I am an angry old man. I could make 5 parts to this video and still have stuff to talk about. If you lot do enjoy it, leave your own annoyances in the comments and I'll feature them next time. But until then, I recommend watching this video right here because YouTube, the almighty YouTube, seems to think you will enjoy it. That's all from me today. So all that is left to say is bon voyage, my old cream crackers.